just realize for your own benefit. Cool. If you go into and someone's like, oh my gosh, there's this epic healing journey that you can do. This is modality. It's breath work, and it's a certain type of breath work. You can say, well, what's the purpose of it? And they say, well, you just heal your trauma. And now you can be like, okay, well, you can just through your own internal thing go, this person's been told breathwork heals trauma, but they don't understand the full spectrum of trauma. So you can hear someone saying, do this breathwork thing, it's going to heal you and change your life completely. And you can acknowledge and understand, it's helping me get in my body and feel things and bring trauma experiences up, bypass my mind and maybe bring out some exiled parts. But it's not the full process. It's not the full process. And so that's my goal for you. It's to understand what the journey looks like so that you can be there and be a real master of your own healing journey around this. Okay? If someone's like, hey, there's this epic modality. It's all about universal law and it's about seeing the truth. And, I got told that through string theory and quantum entanglement, there's actually equal, like nothing is separate. Everything is one. And you go to a DeMartini thing, you're like, that's the way. You can say, that's universal truth, but it's not necessarily the full truth. If you listen to Joe Dispenza talk about there's the animal and then there's the being supernatural. And when you access that place of no time, no space, nowhere, no body, etc., that place of possibility and birthing and manifesting, you can say, okay, cool. He is saying, let's move towards universal truth. But what about confronting the actual emotions relevant to the trauma of why someone's paraplegic? Complete the cycle. Not just have it in a bypassy way. So anyway, that's that. Now, that's how to heal it in the healing journey. But one piece that I wanted to exclude from those three, so we have the inner mother, we have the inner father, and then we have universal law. So we have masculine, feminine, and unity. Mother, father, and universal as three flavors of the healing journey, predicated on the fact that you've identified a trigger or resistance or an exiled part or emotion, trauma or wounding that's coming up, and then established enough safety and resource to be able to go into the healing process. They're the three components that I see. This is just my perspective. This is my intellectual property that I created to support myself, to not have people say, here's how you need to heal. You should do it like this. And then people telling me, you need to feel it. And it's like, I'm actually at a point where I've felt it enough. I actually need to connect to the truth of universal law, or people saying, you need to forgive that person. Me being like, how about you shut up and let me be in my anger? Don't bypass my inner child. How dare you? And be able to stand up. Obviously, I'm not going to respond to someone that's well-meaning like that in the moment, but absolutely setting a boundary and saying, hey, I appreciate your intention, sure. And please don't give me advice around my healing journey. I know what's needed, and I'm considered anger and give myself permission for that. This is my journey. And I've had a lot of people project their judgment of their own non-permission to be angry, and therefore judge my anger. And because I had shame and didn't know if that was okay or not, then I would also not give it full permission and maybe go, oh my gosh, why am I being angry? I need to skip to forgiveness. No, that's not how it works. Unhealthy, and it's bypassing. Anywho, that's that. The component outside that healing journey, though, outside the let's do a process on this, is actually stepping more into life. And this is where some of the contradictions can meet in integration. It could be arguable that someone that's really has a beautiful feminine healing modality about unconditional love and nurture for an inner child could look at someone that's masculine and intense and go, that's a perpetrator in the making. And then actually judge someone bringing their anger to the surface. And vice versa. Someone that's all about setting boundaries could look at someone in an emotional healing journey and judge that. Or someone that's really about emotional healing could look at someone like Byron Katie's process and go, that's so clinical and intellectual. Or look at Demartini and go, that's so intellectual. But it's universal law. It's all got merit. They're all valuable. And one factor that's really important here is that we take the learning and we bring it to the world. So if you can know, for example, that, there's trauma coming up around judgment and feeling like I'm going to be abandoned. That's why I'm struggling to do my lives on Facebook and share my message. And then you do use the inner mother, the inner father. You then see the equanimity in the situation. Then you actually have to do it. You got to cultivate your nervous system, learning safety through exposure, to do the live and show yourself, demonstrate. Because if you just have a conversation with your inner child about it, it's still going to be new and access fear on some level when it comes to actually practicing being out there in the world and creating safety for yourself in the situations in real life. That's the unspoken piece. And that is with the full healing experience, still putting yourself out there, still integrating it into the real world. And this is cool because we've got the emotional healing journey here. We got the feminine and the masculine. We've got boundary setting and we got masculine. We've got the spiritual, seeing fullness and wholeness and oneness and forgiveness work and equanimity and taking responsibility, etc. But then we also have the practical. Let's get it done. Let's go out there now and use because the healing journey is about bringing our authenticity into the world. Spirituality in its most powerful form is about bringing us into the world more. And so that is not to be understated, that once you've done a bunch of healing work on certain trauma, what was that trauma blocking you from authentically expressing? Not you should go out and do everything. No. What do you actually want to in your heart express, but you didn't have the capacity to because these resistance points and wounding and trauma and unsafety in your body was making it really difficult? Go out there now and do it. Put yourself into the situation where you've previously not had the capacity to hold yourself and learn to hold yourself in the situations, in real life, in the world. Yeah.